It's a done deal. And I had somebody popular, well, it doesn't mean they can't sign him. Yes, it does. Yes, it does mean they can't sign him. It works both ways, okay? First and foremost, okay, you're asking an owner of an NFL franchise, particularly Bob McNair, the owner of the Houston Texans, who is implicated in this lawsuit, to sign the very person who's suing him, to bring him on his team. He is being sued by Colin Kaepernick. But we're going to offer you a contract to come play football for the Houston Texans. I can hear that attorney now just eating that up alive. Now how? Oh, so now that we filed a lawsuit, now you're willing to give him a job in the NFL. Imagine where that's going to go. Now let's flip it on the other side. You're Colin Kaepernick. You just filed a lawsuit against the NFL, against the owners and the commissioner, knowing very well that as soon as you sign that intent and it is filed in court and it is done and the parties have been notified of this impending lawsuit, that your career in the NFL is over. You are done playing football in the National Football League. You have to know that. If Bob McNair called up Colin Kaepernick right now and said, we want you on our team, we need you on our team. If Colin Kaepernick was to sign that contract, go play football for the Houston Texans, his lawsuit is now void. It's gone. He can no longer claim collusion. He can no longer claim it because he accepted the contract. It's a contract that's never going to be offered, for one, on one side. And on the other side, he'd be stupid to sign it. He'd be stupid to accept it. Right now, Colin Kaepernick is looking to make the largest contract of his life if he wins this lawsuit. There's not an NFL team that can offer the amount of money that he's about to make if he wins this lawsuit. And I think he can win it. To be honest, I think he can win it. All you people out there talking about how he's blackballed, it's not fair, blah, blah. I get it. You're right. I think he has been. I don't get how you have a talent like Colin Kaepernick that could easily be behind center of any NFL team around and that needs a quarterback right now. Good God, look at the Cleveland Browns. Look at the Houston Texans right now. Look at the Indianapolis Colts. Even Green Bay right now with Aaron Rodgers going down. There are a number of situations that he could have been considered for. Look at the Miami Dolphins. They went with Jay Cutler. They went with Jay freaking Cutler. Somebody please take his helmet and shoulder pads and direct him back to the TV booth. But all these Houston Texans fans are just in an uproar because the Texans won't sign Kaepernick and they need him. When they're not looking at this bigger picture, they're not looking at what's going on. And then they start hollering, oh, it's not fair. They're blackballing. Okay, you know what? Take that same effort and go get Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow's better than Tom Savage. Mike Fontaine says, what about Teddy Bridgewater? Bridgewater is not a good fit for the Texans. And Teddy Bridgewater ain't done squat either. Let's look at the quarterbacks of the Houston Texans. Because the worst team in the NFL to be a quarterback is the Cleveland Browns. The second worst team to be the quarterback is the Houston Texans. They kill quarterbacks. They kill them. Now, there have been 4 coaches, 3 really, in the entire history of the Houston Texans. They became an organization in the NFL in 2002. Dom Capers was their first head coach from 2002 to 2005. Gary Kubiak was hired in 2006. He lasted to 2013. Coached 125 games, was 61-64. Took him to 4 playoff games. He won 2 and lost 2. He was fired in 2013 where Wade Phillips took over for that year, and that was it. In 2014, Bill O'Brien was brought in. And this is where I think the mistakes are being made here by the Texans. And I've been saying this, but I'm sure ain't nobody listening to me. Bill O'Brien is your problem. So you look at the quarterbacks. David Carr from 2002 to 2006. Matt Schaub from 2007 to 2013. He was your longest tenured quarterback. He's had a few backups that have covered some games for him due to injuries, including T.J. Yates back in 2011. Case Keenum back in 2013. I think at that point, Matt Schaub was benched. They went with Case Keenum. The season was done. Bill O'Brien comes in 2014. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks if you include the backups that have played due to injuries to the starter. And I think 2013, Schaub was benched. Keenum took over the rest of the season. So 8 quarterbacks from 2002 to 2013. So in 11 years, 8 quarterbacks. Since Bill O'Brien has been the head coach of the Houston Texans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different quarterbacks. In 3 years, he's had 9 different quarterbacks. 3 in 2014, 4 in 2015, 2 in 2016, and now 2 this year. Listen to these names. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Mallett, Case Keenum, Brian Hoyer, T.J. Yates, Brandon Weeden, Brock Osweiler, Tom Savage, and Deshaun Watson. Out of that whole entire group there, your best one's been Deshaun Watson. Tom Savage has had 2 tenures. Ryan Mallett's had 2 tenures. Case Keenum has had 2 tenures. If you include outside of Bill O'Brien's tenure, T.J. Yates had 2 tenures. So 8 quarterbacks in 11 years before Bill O'Brien, 9 quarterbacks in 3 years since then. How much more bigger of a trend do you need to see? There you go. This is even worse for you. How about this? Matt Schaub had a total of 88 starts. David Carr had a total of 75 starts. Since then, 2016, Brock Osweiler, 14 starts. Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2014, 12 starts. Sage Rogenfels, 2007, 2008, 10 starts. Case Keenum, 13 to 14, 10 starts. That's it. The rest are single-digit starts. 9 for Brian Hoyer, 7 for TJ Yates, 6 for Ryan Mallett, 6 for Deshaun Watson, 4 for Tom Savage, 3 for Tony Banks, 2 for Dave Ragone, 1 for Matt Leinart, and 1 for Brandon Weeden. What is wrong with this picture? Hell, if I'm Colin Kaepernick, I'm looking at this list. I'm looking at my agent. Don't you pick up that phone if the Texans call. Hell no, I ain't going to the Texans. And he's got no reason to now. He has no reason. He has sealed his fate. He will be bagging groceries at the Piggly Wiggly until this lawsuit gets taken care of and he gets his coin. If you want to see Colin Kaepernick throw a pass, go to your local Piggly Wiggly, hand him a roll of toilet paper, and ask him to throw it to you. Because he is done in the NFL. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. No, I don't know what Piggly Wiggly he's working at. You have to find that out yourself. But if you want to take a handoff with your groceries from Colin Kaepernick, find out which Piggly Wiggly he's at, go take a visit. Go buy some groceries. Houston Texans just signed a ridiculous signing at quarterback again. I just don't get it. I mean, how many quarterbacks are going to go after now? As soon as Deshaun Watson went down, you had Tom Savage was named the starter. They went and got TJ Yates. They went and got Matt McGloin. Now they went and got somebody else. Hey, Houston Texans fans, maybe they went after all of these no-name quarterbacks, all these quarterbacks that have already been there and still couldn't get the job done because you ain't got an offensive line, and you know every quarterback you stick behind center is about to get crushed because they can't run like Deshaun Watson. That's why they're building a stable of quarterback they can just throw in there. As soon as one goes down, they just throw the next one up in there. Because that seems to be the way Bill O'Brien is operating his offense. Just give me a warm body so I can watch him get crushed every Sunday. That's my thoughts on the matter. That's what I think. Colin Kaepernick is done in the NFL. Houston Texans, if you're a down and out quarterback looking for some work, give them a call. I'm sure they'll put you on speed dial because eventually Savage is going to go down, Yates is going to go down, McGloin's going to go down, and Johnson, who they just signed, is going to go down. They're just going to go through every quarterback they can find. Hey, Johnny Manziel. Houston Texans are looking for some work. But if it's about the cause, if it's because it's Colin Kaepernick and what he stands for, hey, why don't you go get Tim Tebow? He stands for something too. He kneels. He kneels in every game. Maybe not for the same reason that Kaepernick did. But what makes his cause any worse or better than Kaepernick's. If that's why you're going after him,